What a wonderfully tasty, adorable looking creature you are. Oh, your beauty, combined with this hunger in my belly, kind of makes me want to snack. And you're also just the right size to fit down my maw. I know you may be worried about your prospects of entering a snow kitty's maw and coming out alive, but I assure you it can be done. After all, you're just a snack, and I'm just a predator. So why don't we get your cute fluffy butt on my tongue so I can eat you up, and so my belly can feel full and not grumbly, because I think that's a wonderful idea. I mean, just to start, I could curl my tongue up around your waist so I can lift you up, squeezing ever so slightly the spines of my tongue, grooming through your fur, pulling it ever so slightly, not enough to fully tug it out, but just to make a comfy feeling of a gentle tug of a kitty mother's tongue. And as I raise you higher and higher, high enough that I can let you drop into my maw, feel how the warm air surrounds you from my breath. And actually, with my breath, notice how my back rises so evenly and falls on such a stable, sure rhythm. Just take a moment to let it sink in how comfortable this is. Right above a predator's maw, on the brink of all those teeth, of all those wonderful feelings, the warmth and the softness and the safety that you could potentially have if I just let you go, let you drop deep, deep, deep into my maw. And so I do. I let you go, and the earth tugs you downwards like a gentle blanket. And when you stop again, it's not too hard, as my maw is very soft. It really just feels like landing on a bed of pillows. From there, my saliva seeps into your fur, coating it over in all manners of slightly acidic substance, just enough to give a slight, warm, tingling feeling on the outside of your fur. As I start to pull you down deeper deeper and deeper as you start to see the very bottom of my throat come into view as you helplessly slide further, further, further down to the back of my throat. Eventually, there is a catalyzing point, a point after which the slope of the flesh you're on becomes so steep that it just gives way to continued acceleration. And that speed builds and builds and builds as you start squeezing through my throat with greater and greater speed. As my stomach approaches so readily, so certainly there, ever present in your vision. But sight is not the only sense that you have here. The sound of my breathing, the sound of my heartbeat are both things that you can steadily ground yourself against. It is that comfort, that steady repetition of sound that may potentially let you move into an even comfier state, wherever that might be for you. Eventually, though, after falling so far, going down so temptingly close to my belly, you finally hit bottom. You land on a very soft piece of tissue. Likely, almost certainly, one of the upper regions of my stomach. And here, the acids are low enough that you can safely curl up and not worry about drowning. But when you do wake up next, well, the stars know you might decide to try and take a swim through that huge acid pool of my stomach. See where various passages lead. Explore both underneath it and above it, swimming along its surface and holding your breath to see what's underneath. And there should be at least a small amount of light for you to see by as the crystals, well, basically extending from the skeleton of my spine, extend both out towards the surface and down into my stomach at its ceiling, effectively allowing light to penetrate in, but this is a very soft, red, and warm light. As it's gone through countless interactions with the particles in the crystal, slowly degrading the amount of energy it has by absorption into heat. And eventually, that white, harsh light gives way to a much more tame pinkish red, which is much easier on the eyes. Now, without speculating too much about the day of tomorrow, I'll let you sleep, safe and sound here in my stomach, where I'll protect you with all the motherly strength I have. So, you just have a good night for me. Once again, I'll do my best to take care of you, but you really should be going to sleep now. Whether you've had a horrid day or you just relax, letting yourself rest is, well, at least somewhat important. If you're concerned with simply the literal experience of things, sleep can feel very rewarding once you've woken up, even though there may not feel like there is proper incentive going in. And if a chemical explanation is sufficient for you, sleep helps with, well, the common and simplified answer is simply resetting your brain, but I don't feel that to be even remotely enough to explain what's going on. In short, your mind, and especially the central nervous system itself, the part of your mind based in your spine, uses periods of sleep, as these are low activity periods, in order to rinse itself over in a chemical bath known as cerebral spinal fluid, or simply as CSF. This fluid is responsible for cleaning things up in a sense. One of its main, and for our purposes here, most important attributes is its ability to, with it, carry away some byproducts that, well, may have accumulated as a result of your brain activity. Your mind, after all, is fueled by some chemistry as well, so since not all reactions, or rather, since not all products of those chemical reactions are used, it only makes sense that there is some leftover, well, stuff. And it's got to be taken away eventually. Regardless, you need your sleep. It's very good for you. I'll be here to protect you and keep you safe from anything that you're scared of, or, well, really anything that you need protecting from. So, go to sleep without worry. I'll be right outside. And good night, my love.